My blood pressure was in the back of the car, so I'm gonna let you know. Take this serious. It's still high. It's 131 over 105. That has gotten better. Pulse 87. Prior to this, my blood pressure was 147 103. Now I'm different than most, because I have had underlying health problems for several years that went unnoticed due to Cushing's disease, and it really still takes a toll on my health, because what normal people, they will already have had a stroke or a heart attack, chest pains, angina, facial slurs. Well, today was the first day out of all my days in a long time that I had speech slur, and I noticed it when I was talking to my grandson because I was about to bite my tongue. And I said, oh, I forgot to take my medicine, because we've been on the road back and forth doing different stuff, doing activities, because it's summer break. And so this morning I forgot to take my medicine. And so even though I sleep with a high blood pressure, that's when it rises. This is really low compared to what it normally would be. It has been in 200 in the past, but it's very important to take your medicine. Nobody cares about you no more than yourself. And I don't care what doctors you go to. At the end of the day, when your health starts declining, they'll fall back and let nature, life, death or life takes its course. They're not going to show best interest, especially if you do not have the financial means. If you don't have a lot of money for someone to take care of you, or you to take care of those bills, they will neglect you. That's just real talk. It happens. They don't want to use the word neglect, but it is. They'll fall back if it becomes too expensive of a cost, and they're not going to make money by it. But back to this blood pressure. Well, I took my medicine. It's been over 2 hours, and that's the lowest it has went. So I'm sure within the next 4 hours it'll go back down normal. But I normally need to lay down. But I'm out and about. So what can you do when you out and about? You can stay cool, stay out of the sun, and find somewhere that you can prop your legs up, even if you have to sit in the chair. So that's what I'm gonna go do. But I had to come to the back of the vehicle just to take my blood pressure, because that's when you start having signs and you notice them. Just imagine the times that you didn't notice them. And what was crazy is, during the time that I was having it and I wasn't even worried, I could even hear the cell phone ring with my son and my best friend call. And then later I said, girl, you just don't know what I just went through. I said, I finally experienced and understanding what happens when I started my slurred by speech. So in the past, when the diabetes was out of control, she would be the first one to notice it, because I would blank out and didn't even know that I had blanked out. And she saved my life and called the 911. But luckily that I had my medicine and it just clicked. So when you dealing with people that have mild blood pressure issues or extreme high blood pressure, medical issues, heart disease, be kind enough to help them, make sure that they take the medicine. They may get educated and tell you off or whatever, but at the end of the day, do it kindly and say, hey, don't forget to take your medicine, or hey, don't forget to eat right, because if you don't eat right, there's repercussions of your body reacting to what you eat, especially greasy fried foods. It's a no-go. And I know it's hard to do when you're traveling, because a lot of states do not serve healthy food. And when I mean healthy, they do not. When they presenting your salad, is not organic. It's something that's an alternative makeup. It's not really the real thing to make you happy. So, I mean, not happy, healthy. So, when you with loved ones, they get agitated, they get stressed, and they don't even know that they being grouchy a lot of times, unless it was already in their spirit. But sometimes they get agitated, grouchy. Sometimes they get tired and sleepy, exhausted, needing to take a break. Because a lot of times they tired and exhausted, it's affecting their blood pressure or their diabetes. It's hot. It's in the 3 digits. And it's kind of impossible to stay cool if you're always on the go and you're in and outdoors. But grab an umbrella. Wear longer sleeves to protect your skins. And I know a lot of people say, oh, you don't wear a long sleeve. Yes, you do, to protect your skin from the heat, especially if you have underlying health problems. Put an umbrella on if you're going to wear your back out and stuff like that. Have an umbrella to cover your head. Protect yourself. Put a scarf on you. Protect yourself, because that plays a part. It's bad enough you got blood pressure problems, heart disease, and diabetes, and then turn back around, you end up having a heat stroke. You don't want to have that. And Texas weather is known for people having heat stroke. Even for the healthiest people have heat strokes. And the healthiest people, because one day can have too low blood pressure, because remember, low pressure is just as worse as high blood pressure. So remember, even the healthy people that do not have heart disease are prone to blood pressure fluctuation and sugar diabetes symptoms. So be careful out in this heat, because it's not our friend in Texas. It's past couple of weeks been like 3 digits and feeling like 4 or 5 digits higher. So just be safe and take care of your loved ones, and the ones you hate, take care of them too. But don't be trying to get rid of them, because some of you I will encourage it. But what I mean by take care of them, meaning to make sure that they take their medicine so they can have a productive, healthy life. And just remember, sometimes some medications does make people drowsy. Every medicine gives everybody side effects different, make people feel different. And some medicines you have to take with food and liquids, and some you don't. Sometimes you just take your medicine with the water or whatever and you fine. But it's good to have a well-balanced meal. If you don't have well-balanced, find one fruit, at least 1 or 2 fruits. Put something in your stomach, because every time we leave a meal out, it aids us to bad health. They don't want to tell you that. Anytime you miss a meal, it encourages long-term bad health. No matter how healthy you may look, your health will eventually catch up with you and counteract no matter how good and sexy you may look.